Hi there, I'm Nino and welcome back to Brave Enough to Fail, where I am doing exactly that. And this should be episode 3 of the home remodel. And as you can kind of see a little bit around me, there's definitely some work going on. So in this week's episode, I'll kind of take you through a little bit of the flooring issues that I have that I kind of alluded to last week. So let's look at what I've got in store for you this week. You might notice from the bathroom in the background that some things here are out of sequence, but nonetheless, we removed the trim and started ripping up the carpet in the master bedroom, and initially thought the subfloor looked good underneath. But to be honest, I was just so focused on getting things broken down, I didn't pay much attention at first to what was below the carpet. But we'll get to that in a little bit. I also tore apart the closet that was in the corner here. Unfortunately, I lost a footage of that demolition. The previous owner built a closet in the room when there was a walk-in closet through the bathroom already. So it was really quite unnecessary and really restricted bed placement in the room. So the room feels much better and much bigger without that closet that's in the corner. So we just started off by ripping up the carpet, and it wasn't until later we kind of really had any thought about the underlayment whatsoever. In the bathroom, we found that the subfloor, which is 3/8 of an inch thick, and then on top of that there was a 3/8 inch plywood. Then on top of that, there was a 1/4 inch sheet of plywood used as the final underlayment. I was really surprised to find all of these different layers. I was expecting to just find one layer of 3/4 inch plywood and then maybe a 1/4 inch layer of underlayment, which is typically like going to be a cement board. So that's what's done in modern construction. But here they've used 3/8 inch for the subfloor, 5/8 inch for the underlayment, and they use that throughout. And typically underlayment wouldn't be a part of the structural support, but in this case it clearly is. The 3/8 by itself is far too thin to be used as just a subfloor structurally, so they are expecting that additional underlayment to give that additional support and virtually give a subfloor thickness of 1 inch. They put in that additional 1/4 inch underlayment to put the tile directly on that. I was expecting a 1/4 inch backer board or a cement board as the final layer, because the plywood really would absorb too much moisture out of the mortar as it dries. So I don't think that's the best thing to use for a number of reasons. Plus, the cement board and backer board has more rigidity and is waterproof as well. So I had to remove the 1/4 inch underlayment, but it was glued so strongly to the layers below that I had to remove the top 2 layers. And you can see here that I was really struggling. I wound up having to rip up the top 2 layers by setting the depth of my circular saw to the depth of those top 2 layers, ripping it, and then using the crowbar to pry it up. I initially thought that it would be easier to get it up in somewhat larger pieces of maybe 2 to 3 feet wide sections, but I learned the hard way that it's just easier the smaller the sections, the better, the easier it came up, because it was glued and nailed, and it was put together in quite the strong way. Can't fault them for using too much glue there. In fact, at some point I even struggled so much I had to restart from different sides of the bathroom in order to get a better angle on those glued joints. When I was finally finished with ripping up the bathroom underlayment, I decided to take on an easy project and move a drain vent so I can install a shower wall cubby. That's when I started to lose my mind a little bit. So, I'm letting the dust settle in this room here. And figured I'd come over and move this pipe. This is a vent. Shower's gonna go here. I want to move the vent off to the right, up, and then back over, so that way I can have a, one of those like little shower inset things. and could swear that this was 2-inch pipe. So I went to Home Depot. Home Depot doesn't sell 2-inch or ABS pipe anymore. So then I went to Lowe's. And then I got fittings. Turns out that I got the 60-degree fittings instead of the 45s. I had to go back. Whatever. I got the wrong size. I got the wrong freaking size. Shit. And they're not that close. That's the thing. They're not close. It was like a waste of a day yesterday, and my main objective was to just at least get this. And I didn't. So wasted a day for nothing. That is the stupid stuff that happens when you're trying to work on these. That's the stuff that'll get to you. Oh, that and the fact that I'm ripping up this underlayment because it's MDF. We're putting down hardwoods. We're putting down tile in the bathroom here and hardwoods in pretty much the rest of the house. So this house built, I can't remember the year exactly, it's sometime around 1980, give or take a couple years. So you can't put hardwoods down on MDF. It won't hold. The nails won't hold. I did consider, and actually we are even still considering in the rest of the house, the possibility of gluing it down to the MDF. But I'm not certain. So until we decide on that for sure, we're going to rip up the MDF, then put down 5/8 plywood in its place, so that way I have a good underlayment for the hardwoods. Got maple hardwoods, 5-foot wide boards, and just that alone, just the ply, the 5/8 ply for the bathroom and this bedroom. And then there's a closet there. That's 16 sheets, and right now plywood and wood in general is through the roof in terms of prices. It's about $50 a sheet. So $800 in plywood, just in underlayment, which basically doubles my budget for my flooring. Shoot. So it is what it is. Those are my struggles. Okay, back to work. Let's move on. In my delirium, I might have called them 5-foot wide hardwood boards, but the maple hardwoods that we bought are 5-inch wide boards, and it would be a mistake to put all that money and work on top of MDF. We have an area of tile at the front door that is all bowed and warped for this reason. Any moisture at all will cause MDF to swell, and it will just destroy everything above it. Even without, nails would not hold well to MDF, nor is it to code. So new underlayment is just going to have to be put down. The price of hardwood has gone up even more since recording just that little segment. So I'm in the process of preparing a human sacrifice for the plywood gods in hopes of them sparing me of their wrath. Until then, I went ahead and cut the MDF into 1-by-2 foot sections, at least in the master bedroom, and removed it best as I can. But it was also glued and nailed down generously, and I left behind strips of glue hardened fiberboard material. I experimented with sanding it off, but that didn't work. And I played around with using my oscillating tool, but I found the best tool for the job was an electric power planer. I just had to be careful not to plane down the subfloor too much. To remove the large mirror in the bathroom, I taped it up with duct tape to hold it together in case it breaks. After half-heartedly trying to take it off the wall, I decided to use a glass cutter to score and break the mirror to make it easier to get down. it turned out that the mirror didn't want to break at all and came off all in one piece without issue. It was at this point I regretted cutting it, and I thought I could have just put the thing in the basement where I could look at myself in the mirror and work out and bulk up and be a beefcake. I eventually was able to get the 1.5 inch pipe I needed to move the vent in the bathroom. I couldn't even find ABS plastic again. I guess the industry has gone away from it. ABS is really easy to glue together. No cleaners necessary, and once it's glued, it's never coming apart. But the pipe is a little more fragile than PVC. PVC is strong, but you have to clean the joints really well. And when you push the pieces together, the glue tends to want to push the joint apart. So you have to hold it together for about 10 seconds or so until the glue sets. The glue takes a while to dry, which is good if you need to make a small adjustment after putting it together, but it can be annoying when you just want to make a quick glue and it just wants to keep coming apart. The ABS is typically much cheaper too, but I guess that option's no longer a thing. After moving the vent, I sharpened my pencil so I could finally feel productive and build a wall. After a couple setbacks, including compressor and nail gun issues, where I forgot the nail gun has a setting for how far the nail will countersink. I'm building out the bathroom partial wall about 5 inches, giving me a place to move the electrical switches. So the light switches are actually in the bathroom. You can see my cutout for the box, and this will be the new shower wall. So as you can see, I definitely have some work cut out for me, and we'll definitely have some issues moving forward with the floors and trying to fix that. Also, I'll be doing the ceiling in this room where I'm going to be using drywall sander and flattening out the ceiling. Yay, that's fun. But you know, I'm gonna tackle it, have at it, and go to work. So thanks for watching, sticking around with me thus far, and let's see how far we take this thing. So thanks. Have a good one. See you next time.